This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, I'm Mark Allen, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. And
you paused.
I paused. I thought
so
you were
slightly,
up there. Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. I didn't know whether you want me to jump in or not. I'll shut up.
You don't have to shut up. You never do. You could make me shut up because you run the buttons and stuff. Anyway, during the next 2 hours, we're going to take a look at a wide variety of health issues, ranging from how parents can minimize stress to talking with our friend Robert Clancy today, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul. We'll also be taking a look at updates on Alzheimer's and more. As Late Night Health continues, we invite you to go to latenighthealth.com. Lots of great information there. And you'll also be able to listen to our shows if you don't get the entire 2 hours of our show. They are on our website and iTunes. And soon to be more. We'll be telling you more about that in the next few weeks. Okay. We go to, we go to Canada. And we go to a young lady I met and had lunch with in San Diego, of all places, about 5 or 6 months ago. Her name is Debbie Portnik. Did I get Pokornik? And you married that. I don't know about that. Yeah, Pokornik. And she's an empowering person. We're going to talk about that. You empower women primarily, moms, to be better parents and to take care of themselves. Do you think that most parents, men and women, Debbie, take care of the kids and kind of forget about themselves? Is that kind of the idea?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we often put so much energy into making sure our kids have everything and are well looked after, and we forget what we're modeling because we put our needs last. And we do that in a very unselfish way, but at the same time, it makes sense for us to take a moment and really look at the whole picture, what we're teaching, what we're showing, and how able we are to be able to do things for them because we take care of ourselves.
So it's kind of like being on an airplane and the air masks descend.
Exactly.
Right? Put yours on first so you don't pass out, and then you can help your kids. Is that the essence of what you teach?
Well, that's an interesting comment because, yes, it is the essence of what I teach. We need to look after ourselves first, but more importantly, I like to help people focus in on their own journey. And their kids are a very important part of their journey, but their kids have their own journey as well. And when we give up our right to look after ourselves, our ability to really care about ourselves and everything else, then we make it really difficult for us to function as a parent, right? We just aren't able to even be at our best. And I guess that's what I really want to point out there is I'm not about making parents better. I'm all about bringing the best out in them because it's there. That's who they are. That's who they really want to be. And I don't want them to take 18 or 21 years out of their life and settle for something less.
Stress, we know, is one of the major causes of disease. It causes inflammation. We've talked about this for the last years here on the show. And in taking a look at stress and what it does to the body, by relaxing, by dumping stress, can we be better parents?
Oh, stress is such a huge part of everything we do. And so if you just even imagine a parent who's, they have to go to work and they take their child and they drop their child off at the daycare or at school, and let's say daycare. And so the child is very upset because they don't want mommy to go somewhere else. And And so now they take that with them to work, and they get to work, and they're trying to focus in on their job, but they keep thinking about, gee, I wonder how he's doing. I wonder if he's settled down. I wonder, and meanwhile, they're so distracted by that they're having trouble doing their work. And then maybe they get a phone call that their child's upset about something, and so they're having even more difficulty. And, I mean, it's just kind of piling the stress on for them. And the more they take on, the more they maybe talk to their colleagues, and their colleague says, oh, I never had that problem. My child went to daycare and was happy right from the get-go.
I hated daycare when I was a kid. I didn't want to be in kindergarten. They wouldn't let me in preschool. I didn't want to leave my mommy.
Yes, my kids were the same. And I remember a parent saying to me that, if you just help them to be more confident. And I remember thinking, my kids have oodles of confidence. This is not a confident thing. I was actually quite hurt by what she said.
Of course.
Yeah, and I thought, well, what is it? But my kids both found me the best person to be with. They wanted to be with me. And now I can look back, because now they're 22 and 19, and I can say, wow. I mean, they just really loved me. And I handled it as best I could, because they both had to learn how to go out and function in the world. I couldn't have them constantly attached to my leg. But at the same time, I appreciate that they just really enjoyed me. And I think I was a fun mom. I think they liked that part.
And at this time, as young adults, do they still want to hang with you? Or, Mom, yeah. I don't want to go to Aunt Millie's.
Well, they don't always want to go to Aunt Millie's, but they do enjoy me. And they seem to like spending time with me. We have very strong relationships. And there's moments where they don't want to be around me, and there's moments where I don't want to be around them. But overall, we have very strong relationships and really enjoy sitting and chatting and visiting and playing games and doing whatever together.
You play games with your 22-year-old?
I do. Like bocce, where you throw the ball on the grass, those kind of games. The games change.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I was just curious. From Manitoba, we have Debbie Pokornik. Did I get that good?
Yes, well done.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle Darryl. And she's an award-winning author, and she's standing in Your Power for Moms. And I told you yesterday when we were talking also about dads, don't you think?
Oh, yes.
Do dads get a kind of a bad rap in general, do you think, in the rearing of children?
I think they're put in a very difficult situation because moms tend to feel like they want dads to be involved, but they kind of want dads to be involved the same way that they are involved, and nobody can really replace a mom, ever. I mean, that's just a reality. It's not. I don't want anyone to think I'm saying that if you, don't have a mom in your home that your kids are suffering. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you really can't replace a mom. So when you suddenly say to a dad, "Okay, you be mom," you're asking him to do a role that he just isn't even really cut out for in that way. So there's lots of things dads can do. That rough and tumble play is such an important part of their kids growing up. But yeah, the pressure is there for them, and of course work doesn't always recognize when they say, I've got a sick child, I need to go home and be with my child. There just isn't that same kind of understanding sometimes.
In Gone with the Wind, Brett says something to Scarlett about their daughter before the daughter tumbles off the horse and dies, and something about even a bad mother is a better mother. Is the kid just wants mom? It must be genetic or in the DNA of all of us.
I think so. I mean, your mom is the one person in the world that you really want their love, acceptance, and understanding. And so
in looking at relationships from when you grew up with your family to the 21st century. Is there a difference in the way moms are handling their kids or should be handling their kids?
Well, there's, yes, huge difference in that. One of the biggest things is that a lot of our tools as parents used to be fear-based. I mean, the tool of spanking or, telling your child that if I have to stop this car, those are fear-based tools. And yet we're raising kids now, not to fear us. And it's not that consciously years ago people were saying we need that child to be afraid, but those were the tools we were using. So what we've done now is we've taken away a lot of tools that parents were raised with and said, okay, now instead of using that tool, try timeout, which can be a really great tool, except parents are using it or trying to use it to replace a fear-based tool. So yes, it's like you took away their whole toolbox and then you're saying, here's a totally different one, but we're not going to give you any training or real understanding of how it works. Just go for it.
Our guest is our friend Debbie Pokornik, and she's an award-winning author and speaker, Standing in Your Power for Moms, and I'm putting in parentheses dads too. When we come back, I want to talk about the power of the thumb for kids compared to the power of the thumb when I was a kid. My thumbs were not as strong as my legs. We'll find out more about what I'm talking about when we come back. This is Late Night Health. I'm Mark Allen along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Join us at latenighthealth.com. Lots going on over there. Don't miss out. We'll be back as Late Night Health moves forward.
The show continues in a moment.